Yo, I'm Black Ice.
And I'm accused.
Yo, welcome back to the Black Narrative. We had to have a real conversation with y'all today, man.
The very, very real, especially given all the hype and what I would call mania that's been going on in the last week, the last couple of days.
Yeah, even before that, man, I go all the way back to the election. I like all the Black Tech events that we attended since last November. I say, a combination of all those events, but especially
Right.
like what we just attended. But even when we went back in November, like I attended one the day after the election.
Right.
And it has been the same vibe all the way till today. Like it's almost February now. You know what I mean? And
Well,
yeah,
Black
we gotta
guys,
have
you got a couple stories. You see, you got a
yeah. I
couple
guess,
funny stories when it pertains to the
um,
reaction in the Black community to this election.
yeah. So basically, this is a conversation about being black in tech.
Yeah.
And we gotta have a real conversation about this. You know what I mean? Like compared to what you may heard elsewhere. 'Cause, with us we have a different take on it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So we gonna tell you from our personal experience. And but yeah, I'm gonna start from that November event, and then we can kind of like bounce off it from there.
Right. Yeah.
So I attended a virtual Black Tech event the day after the election, and so as we all know, Trump won, and this particular event was supposed to be about sharing our any pain points we have by being Black in tech or trying to get into tech and whatnot, and then like halfway, like I wouldn't say halfway through it. Within the first 20 minutes, it just took a sharp left turn to a sober, like to a room full of sore losers, basically, man. Like a very defeatist
Yeah.
mentality. They feel like the world's about to end because they just realized Trump about to be the president, coming up for the next few years. Uh, People like I'm not exaggerating. We even had people crying on this call. We had a young lady, all Black people now. Even had a young lady saying that she's thinking about seriously about freezing her eggs for the next few years because she didn't want to have a baby during the Trump administration.
Oh,
like,
you gotta be freaking kidding me,
like
dude.
I cannot make this up, and I'm so glad that my camera wasn't on. Just listening to all this, man, and then of course now I'll lean up till today. Trump is in office, and then he already signed executive order to get rid of DEI. And he wants things to be merit based in order to get a job. And
Right.
so like the feeling's even worse now. And I'm just like, yo, if you will take anything from this, even though listen to our whole conversation, I think the main takeaway that we hopefully we hoping that you get today is like it's all about working on. It's all about for looking out for yourself and your loved ones. Just getting your bag and nothing else. And don't get caught
Mhm.
up in then all the foolishness and gaslighting, the politics.
The mania.
Don't get any of that, man, because it gets something that Keith and I have heard these past few months, man. It's been crazy, and
The Yeah, it's just been constant complaining. It's just
yeah,
been constant complaining, and the issue that I find consistently is when you don't have a certain kind of code, which unfortunately a lot of us don't have, and especially in tech for some reason, there's a lot less of uh moral code oftentimes in tech. I'm not sure if it comes from lack of a backbone or if it comes from just not having scruples, being opportunistic or what have you. But oftentimes there's no compass. And so when you have a situation with the election and people want to boycott X, well, in the meeting that we were in last night, they were going as far as to say that they're going to boycott all products, dealing with X and Meta. So, and they better keep their word because that includes Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. That includes all of social media. I better not see you on Twitter. I better not see you on Instagram.
yeah. They even have a sponsors from Tito's, Tito's vodka, and
Yeah,
they're like, oh well, I shouldn't be a sponsor because they donated to the Trump administration too, and I'm
right.
like, do you want these free drinks or not?
And that's the thing is having that kind of hypocrisy where you're willing to boycott these different structures because they quote unquote disrespect you and the whole DEI thing. But what have we seen with the DEIs? You've seen that there have been a lot of people that have taken advantage of them and have not given back to the community. But when we get disrespect within our own community, we're not talking about boycotting. We're not talking about ostracizing those people that have utilized the affirmative action and DEI to a degree to where now they see no need for it. And it just shows this kind of hypocrisy. There's no set standard as to how we should move as a Black community. We just move on a whim. Everything's on a whim. Nothing's planned. And it's that whole seat at the table mentality.
Yeah, it was so many levels to it. I was thinking about just listening to him talk, like even especially last night. Like even like I would think about like we personally worked on an all Black social media platform. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
And we had, it was like pulling teeth to get people to go over there. And he was actively making at that time. He was actively making things better and making updates and stuff. And it was like pulling teeth. You know what I mean? So it's like and then you want to support they had another guy there. I'm not gonna say his name, but it was another Black owned social media platform that was present last night. Yeah. And he actually raised millions of dollars. Like so, he has more money.
Is that the one with the ridiculous name that I was talking about?
Yeah, well, the son of that guy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I remember. Yeah.
And so it's multiple Black owned social media platforms. So it's like we do have options there. Right. But I was kind of familiar with this guy and his platform, and so yeah, he raised a few $1 million of his already, like whatever. But even then, his mindset is not like from a pro Black stance either. I mean, like he just want to be like them, like everybody else. Right. And so I was thinking that from that perspective, and then I was thinking about like why y'all mad about DEI? Like you want to be hired on because of your knowledge, not because of your race. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking about that level. Mm-hmm. And I didn't even tell you this, Keith. I just spoke to a common associate of ours, young lady, and we just had a conversation talking about how it was mainly other Black women not helping her out. It wasn't it was white people. You know what I mean? Like and then she has come across a couple of people that have been like, well, oh, you Black and a woman, you should be easy for you, and that's not how it works. Like it's a reason why it's hard to break into tech. You know what I mean? And then I think most importantly, hopefully for this conversation, you gotta realize like we can't blame anybody else. We had to hold ourselves accountable. Right. Because like you and I both, man, we try to help so many of our people over the past 2-3 years. And the reason a lot of them
nearing 4 years. Yeah, nearing 4 years.
Yeah, and all of them make it not because they're Black, because they didn't put in the effort.
And firstly, they didn't put in the effort. They wanted handouts. Oftentimes, you want handouts. And I mean, we have worked with people professionally as clients. We've worked with people in a mentorship kind of position. We work with people in all kinds of different arenas, and they take it for granted. And the thing that I would say when it comes to taking that responsibility and the fact that this young lady, oftentimes the people that wouldn't help her were other Black women, we've dealt with that, me and Black guys within the tech space ourselves, where the people that we wanted to work with, Black men, Black women, were the same ones that would ignore us. They were the same ones that would throw us aside. They were the same ones that would create distance from us or just try to use us, try to screw us over in different ways. Those were the same ones. And unfortunately, and this is just the reality of how it is, when we get in the space where there were a lot less Black faces, those were the people that wanted to help us, gave us opportunity, even gave Black guys speaking engagements, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, even because like we just hosted a networking event like a week or so ago. Yeah, and we try to target our people, and like man, like a lot of Black people signed up, but they didn't even show up. But what we did have was we had somebody from Pakistan, we had somebody from Dubai, we had somebody from China show up for us.
Right.
And recently, she just reached back out to me yesterday, asking like additional questions from our conversations.
Right.
Canada, we had
Hmm.
Chicago. It was a pretty diverse group that we had. Nigeria,
Two Nigerians.
yeah, we had two Nigerians.
And one was like one was in the continent, you know.
Yeah, yeah. So I
These are the
mean, like,
people that are reaching out and wanting to help. These are the people that want to level up and were willing to see our faces and say, you know what, I'm gonna work with them. I'm gonna listen to what they have to say.
yeah,
And yet, and this is something that, really gets on my nerves is when we play the racism game. Oh, this group of
yeah,
people are racist. Oh, this group of people are racist. Oh, racist, racist, racist. Oh, all these people are racist. But what you have to understand is there are going to be people in every group that have these tendencies, but it's about mindset. And unfortunately, a lot of us are not in a mindset to build.
yeah.
And there was a very interesting conversation I had with Mark, and I think I brought it up with you, Black Guys, several times potentially, where the you have this kind of well, not paradox, but a dilemma when it comes to the DEIs or affirmative action in general, and which is why they started to repeal it, or one of the reasons, one of their strongholds, which we gave them that door to repeal affirmative action. We're the ones that didn't utilize it in a correct manner. And the issue is this: the Black community has had very riveting rises and very depressing falls. And one of the initial rises, of course, was after slavery, when you had a lot of people that went out and they had skills, they had a lot of different trades. They went and they built cities; those were destroyed. And then you had they started slowly chipping away at that until you get to the civil rights movement, and then you have integration, which we know just caused everything to go awry. But during the time of integration, there was this mindset that if you get a good education, you'll be able to get a good job, and you'll be able to get good opportunities, and you'll be able to be keep it with the Joneses. Now, we have been in a declined state ever since the civil rights movement. And affirmative action was supposed to work in order to bring the Black community up to speed. However, you have seen decades later, we have not been able to get up to speed in mass. Now, there are some very shining exceptions, but the exception is not a rule. So in mass, we have not been able to get up to speed, and that begs a couple of questions. Firstly, are we not getting up to speed because there is an inherent problem within the Black community that is barring us from getting to that point? Or are we not getting up to speed because there's an external problem affecting the Black community that's not allowing us to get up to speed? Both are very hard questions to answer when it comes to
Mhm.
affirmative action, which is why that whole dilemma is it put lawmakers and put people in a very precarious situation. And the answer, I believe, is this: the people that get affirmative action, that benefit off of affirmative action, do not care about the Black community. They are Black when convenient.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
even though, and I know people are gonna have something to say, because me and Black guys, we have nuanced opinions on different things, but we're Black every day.
Oh,
We are
hey,
Black, and we have lived Blackness more than most of our naysayers. We have tried to strive for Black greatness within the Black community more than most of you naysayers out there. And
yeah,
yet,
you do a lot of work offline.
exactly, seriously. So for the people that want to have the Black offs, but a lot of the people that want to complain the most and want to have the biggest voice in the room when it comes to Black issues and the woe is me, oh, I'm Black, oh my gosh, what a horrible fate, are the same ones that when it's time to actually do something for the community, they just want to throw a couple pennies there, throw a couple dimes there, and then go buy a Jaguar or
Everybody out,
go buy a Mustang.
everybody out for themselves, and then especially in Atlanta. But I think it's a generational thing that everybody just want to get over and use people.
Most def. And we've seen it with our own eyes multiple times.
Experienced it.
It's hard to not come across it. Matter of fact, it's a rarity when we don't come across it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And that whole seat at the table mentality, you know, like Black Ice always says, you know, why not just have your own table? But there's something more profound, I think, that goes into that. When you have a seat at the table's only so big. There's only so many seats. When you want to sit at the table, and this brother wants to sit at the table, and this sister wants to sit at the table, there ain't enough seats. You better find another table, and now it becomes a competition because now we're in this scarcity mindset. But when you're able to build your own table, I could build a table for this brother, this sister, all these. We could build our own table, and then they could come over and build our own table. Oh my goodness, we have a hacker. We're being hacked. Get him out of here.
He keeps when I text him earlier. I was like, yo, man, I need you to hop on this call, man. I'm like, yo, man, we could be the new Big 3. You could be the new Drake.
It's crazy work.
Hey man, like saying you be winning again.
Oh, bro, look, he got the tech glasses and everything, man.
He's like the what you call it, the Blu-ray glasses. So
the screen fancy now.
Nah,
okay, so we train your eyes.
Yeah. Amazon, buddy.
Oh my goodness. Drop the link.
I know, right?
In the
That's
description.
funny, man.
This is our first sponsor.
Man,
I got a couple of them glasses too. They helpful.
Oh man, that's cool. Gotta check them out, man. I'm glad you're here, man, and I think it's good for us. I'm glad they can see you here as well, man, because we already know, man, we're a minority in that space as it is, especially black men, straight black men on top of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it's good for us to have the conversation. And
I feel like because I know we've introduced Mark. Let's give if Rex that kind of introduction for those that don't know him.
Yeah, Rex. Introduce yourself, Rex.
Cool. So I'm Rex, located in Atlanta. I've been doing maybe 10 plus years of UX, UI. I've dabbled in front end development, software development, UX design, UX research. So, pretty much touch all the spectrums as far as like anything IT tech related. I worked in startup companies. I worked in some of the larger companies like Google, Amazon, Home Depot, Equifax, worked in the government sector. I did live in DC for a while, so had experience there, just, working on that side and seeing things. But I pretty much, from the topic that I understand, like majority of those environments, I've been like either the only black man or, I mean, it'll, and I hate to say this, but like if we do have people of color, like whether they black, they usually like Nigerian or come from like another country, so like being it's never really any black American born men that's like that I kind of see on like a day-to-day or work with. So
man, yeah, because the reason why we doing this video, man, because Keith and I went to this virtual event last night, and these people still crying over the election, bro. Basically, in the tech meeting.
What can you do?
Right. That's what
what they believe we could do is boycott Twitter and Facebook and Instagram.
It don't matter. They still rich.
Regardless.
I mean, I hate to say it. Honestly, like if every black person just got out Twitter, they still wouldn't care.
Yeah,
they probably wouldn't notice.
They wouldn't even notice.
And then we was like, we kind of explain the point, man, how like we have non-black people that helped us out more than our own people. You know what I mean? Yeah. Being in tech, man, and not to say it's not racism in tech, because there is. Because I know Rex has stories, and we all been through it. But but in general, man, like last night, man, it's like if you didn't vote for Kamala, all those people are racist. And I'm like, y'all still so caught up in the politics, man. Like we just saw Trump and Obama kiki ha ha at a funeral like last week.
laughing.
You know what I'm saying? They don't care.
And George W. Bush couldn't stop from snickering. So what are we doing here?
You know what I'm saying?
Like, at the end of the day, they're all in bed together.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. And you know, like and personally, I had conservative and liberal managers, and like I over the years I had racist ones, and like more recently I had cool ones. Like I have I work under a conservative guy now, and he's been great. Like he been showing me lots of love. I've been learning from him and everything, man. Like he's been very supportive. But people think this because he's conservative, they just automatically think he's some type of radical or whatever, and they hate black people. And like, yo, people that have, like you said, the people that helped me out the most in the tech career have not looked like me. Like, just
facts, really,
right.
Like,
facts. Because I've been trying to get my first role, and then I'll reach out to all these black people that was already put on. They never responded back to me or anything else. But but like the white people, Asian, whatever, I asked them a question on the Africans. They hit me back. They gave me They gave me a little bit of their time. They asked my questions and everything, man. Like, you know what I mean?
They call it the gatekeepers.
You know what I'm saying?
They either gatekeep or they will like feel like if I step into the same position or bring this person in, it's like we got to compete with each other. It's like it should only be one of me. It's kind of like how
exactly right.
I think it's kind of like how Hollywood does like a lot of like Black American actors, like with comedy. Like you take for example, they had Steve Harvey just doing everything for a minute, all these game shows, all this different stuff. Then they had Kevin Hart, all this just Kevin Hart, and it just feels like when they do that, the other actors feel like, oh, well, why you won't put me on? Why you won't help me get on? So it's kind of the same mentality that I think that a lot of people that's inside of tech, that's like Black tech, they'll do it like, oh, okay, well, I ain't really trying to get them on because that person might take my shine. So
yeah, I was telling man, because like I was talking to a Black lady yesterday. She was like, yeah, it's the other Black women holding her back. Like, like they a lot of them be like recruiters and stuff, and they won't let her pass or anything.
Bro, that's a funny thing. Pardon me, but it's a funny thing because even last night you had a lot of people that were talking about becoming gatekeepers, and yet they're on this large platform. They're moving millions of dollars amongst themselves, and yet they're not helping anybody. They can't show people that they mentor, but they can show people that have already had the position that they've had wine and tacos with, but.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing too. Like when I see like, and don't get me wrong, like take pride, be prideful for what you've accomplished and what you've done. But like when I see on like social media or like Instagram, YouTube, any of that, when I see like baddies in tech and
oh my god, you're right, they really exist,
bro. And it's just like what are you trying to do? You know what I'm saying? Because you're not here to like help somebody else, you are more so just trying to get a pat on the back and be like, oh, okay, she's smart, she a Black girl in tech, and it's like, man, what are we doing?
And then flex it back with everybody else.
Yeah, that's all it is.
But baddies in tech, the so many Black tech conferences, they want, they ain't being serious, like the white ones, man. They want to party all the damn time. It got to be lit.
Culture, right.
Right.
Oh, that's a cultural thing. Whenever we get a bunch of Black people, we have to party, we have to twerk. That's just a cultural thing.
What was the thing in Houston? Did they had the
Afrotech?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot, there's a couple that we could call out if we want.
Yeah, for real. It's so funny because every time you go to like a in-person event, they mix the same Black ones, and they be bigging them up like, yeah, man, they have the huge Black conference. And and me look at each other like they just party over there. Like we've been to one of their conferences.
Hey, bro, it's some places in Atlanta we're not gonna name drop.
Right, exactly.
Like when you go in there, like you see the same crowd of people, the same stuff about like a vibe.
Vibe. It want to be a club environment, have a DJ playing loud music.
And that's something that I'm tired of. Is everything has to be a freaking vibe. Can we not build You know what I mean? Like everything has it's a bunch of vibe chasing. What the heck is going on with these people?
Man, last week, man, Keystone, we went to an event last week by the by a white tech group. It was so chill, bro. It was at a bar, you know what I'm saying, on the belt line. Yeah, we could hear each other talk, you know what I mean, with no loud music. It wasn't so super dark in there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
People were actually coming up to us to talk. They weren't just mean mugging us like you do when like what happens when we go to unfortunately go to black events.
They would dress to the nines and get some hookah in the grass wall. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
seriously, man,
like, they were chill.
It was literally an event where we went to, and they were at. It was one of those kind of high end bar restaurant kind of places. Me and Black Ice walked in, and we were out in about 5 minutes because we walk in. Everybody has their own tables. People are just there at the bar. People are just standoffish, and it's like, yeah, we could be somewhere.
Loud music, super dark. You can barely see each other in there.
Yeah,
so they could be in their ear. Like, yeah, it always had to be like a club type vibe. Like, we always had to have some type of club type vibe. We can't just have a real tech discussion and like elevate the bag. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like, why can't we come together and create like a dope product that we can either pitch, sell, build? Instead, we in here saying like, oh, we want to turn up and have a DJ, and you know, and like no offense to like to rappers or whatever, but I saw one event where they included like T.I., and like, don't get me wrong, T.I. probably has his hands in a lot of stuff in Atlanta, but just because of his name, like, why would you include him in a tech event? In Atlanta, like I
guess because T.I. backward is IT. So
yeah, exactly. Yo, the only rapper I know that's serious about tech is Chamillionaire.
Yeah,
really.
He's the only one I know. Yeah, like that's why he been so quiet, man. He had that hit song "Riding." He took that money, put that into tech. He ain't seen him since. He chilling. He making big bag.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and it was funny because we were talking about startups last night too. It was some Richard Campbell on the call and everything.
Man, that was probably the most get the smoke and blow it up the what.
Yeah, man.
Entire call.
And we know that 90% of startups fail. Like this in general, 90% of startups fail.
Yeah.
And and they make it seem like the black startups fail because of lack of DI and capital, whatever. Like, no, like we met some of y'all black startup founders, bro. Y'all lazy, y'all entitled. You know what I mean? Y'all have one good idea and you want to go straight to development. You want to try to validate it. You want to try to go through the process. Nothing.
Yeah.
And the worst part is they try to use other black people in tech. And
they will use you up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my thing is they don't bet on themselves. They want you to take all the risk.
Yep, bro. That's one of like when I first started out, bro. Like you would be surprised how many black people would either want a website for free, want you to do an app for free. Oh, well, I'll shout you out on Instagram, and I'm like, bro, I'll shout you out on Instagram, and I can help you. I know other people, man. I can make you rich. Nah, then I'm just like, dude, nah.
Yeah.
What the
hell? But it's Trump's fault though.
Right.
like
it's Trump or Elon Musk.
Right. Instagram shout out is not paying Georgia Power. I'm sorry.
Nah, bro.
Seriously. If only we get paid. If only we could pay bills through shout outs.
Right.
Seriously, we'd be shouting each other out.
But what it is in Atlanta, man, like it's a scamming city, bro. Like men and women both, they're trying to get over and scam on you, use you up, and then when it fails, they lose nothing because they ain't pay for nothing.
Yeah.
That's why you lost all your time and resources.
I don't even think I mean, of course it's Atlanta, but I think also too is just like the entire quote unquote black culture that has been out here. Like, it's like everybody just trying to see what else they can get from like the dating side. That's why blacks, like the black couples, men and women at odds. You got this
20v1s everywhere now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You got women come at you and just like, oh, what can he do for me? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's like a double. I don't know, bro. It's just weird.
Yo, bro, like we experienced that firsthand, man. We go to like a white tech event and like black people wouldn't even approach us till they see a whole bunch of white people asking us questions. They're like, oh, okay, maybe you do know something.
Yeah.
Now they want to listen and walk up to us. Like
and then they think because we're cordial that we don't peep that.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you something else. Like when you go to those events, it also is like title. Like whatever their person title is, they feel like they beat. So like you might have maybe like a senior something, and then they feel like, oh well, I'm bigger than he a little dog, I'm a big dog, I don't need to even, you know, I mean, honestly, bro, like they not there to like network and help you. They just there to network to see what can I get from this, and you know, help me one up the next person.
They want to build with you.
Yeah, not at all.
Right.
Yeah, like I said, man, like, and I hope, like, I hope that black people that see this, they try and get into tech, they realize, like, man, don't get caught up in the hype, man. Like, it could be your own people holding you back. Like, do you look out for yourself, man? Because that's not motivation in the tech. We didn't get in here like, yeah, we want to help our own people, but we got in for ourselves. We try to look out after our own.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
My biggest thing was just like, tech was something that I was always into, you know, designing. I did go to an art school, went to the Art Institute of Atlanta. So like, it was always there, like from even as a kid. And it just kind of happened of like, okay, well, let me mix technology with design. This kind of cool. I'm in the UX. I'm doing this. Oh, this cool. I can create this. And then you just get deeper and then you learn more. But I just feel like a lot of people are not in a space that really want to help people, you know, like Blake, you know, you had to grind it yourself.
You know? You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah, I mean, y'all seen me before I got in tech, man. Y'all seen hell, even you, Rex, I seen you before you got in tech. Like,
right,
you came a long way.
But my biggest thing was I was just trying to find stability. You know what I'm saying? More than anything, and so
I mean, but you know, that's why I would tell people that happiness is overrated, because like you got to be pissed off enough to want change. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just complacent and you just chill about it. Of course, nothing's going to happen for you. But I think we all made it because we all was so pissed off at the circumstances that we was under to change it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know, it's a one because, like, you know, we all live in proof. Like, it's like that DEI stuff, all that stuff didn't matter. It's like, to me, at the end of the day, what's for you is for you, and it boiled down to how bad you want it. I mean, people wanted it bad enough to make that change.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? But people sit and cry about, I mean, people like, especially last night, bro, people act like, you know, it's no hope now because Trump signed off on he signed off the DEI stuff. Like, bro, at the end of the day, man, no matter how these people feel, either they're racist or not, at the end of the day, man, companies want to make money and they want to survive.
Yeah, they don't
care.
You
know what I mean? You know, like, you just have to be good at your job. And then it is very competitive. You had to be competitive.
Yeah.
Right. Either way.
You know what I'm saying?
The tricky part about it is they do it anyway.
Exactly. It doesn't matter.
They're like, oh, he black. Nah. You
know,
like
my
they
thing
see
is,
certain names.
Yeah. My thing is, like I don't even want to work there if you hire me because I'm black, because that already know you don't like me. So I don't even want to be there anyway.
The crazy thing is, like, okay, we all can agree that Rex sound like a white man. You know what I'm saying? So like I've been on job interviews where they like see the resume and they're like, oh, you're perfect, and then they get on the phone and find out that I'm black, and boy, the attitude changes. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, bro. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. I don't take it personal. You know what I'm saying? But because, like you said, Black, I would rather not work with you knowing how you are, as opposed to sitting up in here and you smiling in my face like we cool, you know, like just
you go where you want it. You know what I mean? Like yo, I remember I had 2 interviews with a big company last year, and it was all woman group. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like the recruiter, like, oh man, you're perfect for this. Like, it was an older white lady. She's my recruiter for this particular job. Sent her my portfolio and everything. She's like, oh, you're a perfect fit. So it's like, oh yeah, he's right back. And she tried twice within 6 months. And so, of course, you know, I hit her right back up. I was like, yo, this for feedback. Like, hey, you know, what's anything I can do better? Like, why I didn't get this position? Blah, blah, blah. And she was like, I honestly don't know. Then she's like, well, it's an all woman group. She said it without really saying it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, okay. Right. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because how often do you even see that? Especially in our field. How often do you see that? You know what I mean? Like, all women group?
They don't like men. Especially black men. Straight black men.
You know, like, I didn't even get a first interview. Like, you already shut me down. You know what I mean? And like, I just feel like
just no.
Yeah, you know, and like I say, man, like, yo, I wasn't mad because like I rather not get it because like I want to get there and hate my job. You know, I know y'all despise me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, but I mean, but tech is hard anyway, man. I just tell people that, like, especially like fellow designers. I don't think a lot of designers UX the job process too. You You know what I mean? Because like, yeah, I'm in a good situation, but I kept reiterating my portfolio. Like I keep changing stuff till I got in the role. Like I upped my interviewing skills because I'll bomb some interviews before. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like I had to keep fixing it, but like you can't say, oh, we didn't get the job because we're black and that's it. Like no, like after a while, if you didn't get no callbacks, like it's something that you're doing, like or something you're not doing. You gotta figure that out.
And I remember, it makes you think about the last time. You remember when we went to that the take event with Mark? It was like yeah. It was like a month or so ago. And man, they had these panels, and it's like me and Black Guys have been saying for the past few months, it's just been complaining and crying. It's just been big crybaby summits. And so me and Mark actually go up on the panel, and we're saying to this room full of brothers and sisters, like, look, essentially, my point was, okay, you live your life. You don't really, at the end of the day, empathy works both ways. Why do you expect that these white folk that have their white husbands and white wives and white kids and white picket fence and white dog are going to go throughout their life considering you? That's not realistic. So you have to consider yourself and, that whole thing. But later on in the night, there's a brother that he's black, I'm talking about, a very successful brother. We'll just call him H for now. And he makes good money. The dude is successful. He's a successful brother, a visionary. And he oftentimes comes to these events. One time he came and he was just flat out heckled, like it was a comedy show. And
basically, he's a black millionaire.
Yeah, black millionaire.
Cool dude.
Cool dude. And when it comes to help, he's one of the main ones that can help these people. But he's going back and forth with one of the founders. And the founder was like, man, he was basically saying, if you're black, you're effed and this, that, and the third. The millionaire got up. He was like, no. He was like, I don't agree with that. I do not agree with that, because there are different things that like you're taking this helpless victim mentality instead of taking action and doing what needs to be done in order to have your own space in the industry, have your this, that, and the third. And it just became a whole back and forth between them. And he was like, yo, I'm done. And he walked away. And it's like, dang. So because of your negativity and your want to cry and pitch a fit and throw the freaking baby bottle across the room, because of all that, you're gonna upset this man that is actually able to systematically help us.
Wow, and they won't listen to him.
No, they refuse to listen to him, even though he's the most successful in the room.
Yeah, Rick, I was also telling them, man, like last night, they kept dropping in and black women are especially guilty of this, and they got to hold off on that. But some of our brothers are guilty as well. Like we got to stop using the word like BIPOC and people of color too. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because like you see, you want to blame all the Republicans and stuff, but like it's the liberals who push those terms onto us, and that literally means everybody but white people. You know what I mean? Right. So like you had no real metrics of what problems we have. You keep mixing us up with everybody else.
Yep. And there's two problems that I see with that when it comes to BIPOC and all that. Is firstly, you like I said, you're including everybody under the sun into this umbrella term. Yep. And secondly, without knowing it, we are giving white people a special status. So now white folk are being deified. Now, whether you view the white man as God or you view the white man as the devil, you're still viewing the white man as some other than human, some apart from yourself. And so they're put in this deity kind of position. We need to stop that. A white man is a freaking man. A white woman is a freaking woman. At the end of the day, there is nothing special about them being white.
I was thinking about how I used to live on Buford Highway, and for those not from Atlanta, that's a Hispanic neighborhood. And like I was living there, and it wasn't that many black people in the neighborhood. Yeah, and and it was cool. It was cool being over there, bro. Like they had fruit trucks come out there all the time. The women making fresh pastry, selling them door to door, whatever. It was a shitload of children though, because they're not a multiply. the funniest thing to me, man, like you know, he had a school bus that dropped the kids, the children off in front of the complex.
Yeah.
It was so many children in that complex, bro. That bus driver only had one stop. This man, you got hired to be a bus driver, and your route is one stop.
One stop.
Like
That's
Everybody get out.
she was done. One stop. All the children off that bus, man. It was packed for that one complex, bro.
What the heck? And now she's going to get some birrias.
She was off. So yeah, she had like
Wow.
a 15-minute route, and then like every Saturday they had a moon bounce up there because there's so many children there. It was always somebody's birthday, so they just had one out there. but the real thing they really like was like an eye opener for me being over there when I realized they had their own separate bus system. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, yo, that bus system go to the black neighborhood, it stays in their neighborhood. Ain't no black and brown over there. It's just brown.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And the wild thing about it is you'll have black folk that would get upset because of that. But it's like, look, no, they're looking out for their people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why is it we can't look out for our people without it being this thing of animosity? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you know, if you're not black, it is, you know, like it doesn't have to be a animosity kind of thing
I've never seen Hispanics say black and brown in my life.
Mm-hmm.
No.
This has been us.
No, seriously. Seriously.
Well,
You
man,
know?
I gotta go because I'm about to go to this Hawks game. I gotta go get
Casual flex.
Yo, man, but I really appreciate you dropping in, man.
No,
Well,
seriously, it was good having you.
We gotta do a part 2 to this.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
heck yeah.
Any parting words for you drop off?
Hey, man, if like honestly, I would say this, like a black person who's never been in tech and they trying to like navigate themselves and get into it, like don't expect somebody of your same color to like be there to like help you or crutch you or whatever. Like they really not, and it's sad, but it's the truth. You know, you might have a few, like, don't get me wrong, like I've made some connections with a few black people in tech, like male and female, but like just don't go in and expecting that's what's going to happen, because I mean, I hate to say it, we not like the other races when it comes to that, but that's pretty much in anything else in life too. So,
right.
You know, tech isn't any different. So,
yeah, facts, man. I appreciate it, man. We definitely do part 2, man. I'm gonna let you know when we do it.
Oh, yeah, definitely, man. Appreciate it.
Enjoy the game, man.
All right, cool.
Yeah, you good having it here, man. And it's good to have like a light skin representation.
Seriously, we need it. No,
one thing I like about Rex.
We gotta plan something with Rex. We gotta plan something soon.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And one thing I like about him too, man, because he's been in the sector longer than we have. You know what I mean? Like almost, I'd say twice as long. So
yeah,
I mean, and that's another reason I want us to be on camera, because like, yo, you actually see us, like you see black men that actually, we're giving you the real. I mean, and I know it may not be what you want to hear, but it's the truth of what it is. You know what I mean? Because
you don't like the fact that this is the truth.
Yeah, I mean, like for example, remember last year we met that Hispanic guy at a startup event, and then and he was making an app for the like children of immigrants, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And he had the 100, man. You know, we all like, yo, what can we do? He's like, no, he's like, I'm gonna be real with you, like, yo, this is specifically for his people. I mean, he didn't say no black and brown or anything like that. He's like, yo, this is specifically for my people here. Hey, I don't knock it, like you know what I mean? Like I respect it.
We had to respect it, and I even try to help him out.
Yeah, man. It's like people just don't understand, man. But it's but that's some things that we see that we deal with, man. And I just want people like, yo, man, like turn off the TV, man. Like like get off social media, touch some grass, man. Because America will be America regardless. Like neither side likes you, like Democrat or Republican. And like this past election, man, we see so many people, especially in our community, man, like breaking off people, associates, friends, relationships over like who they voted for, like
right.
That's crazy.
And here's the issue with that is now they're isolating themselves more, and so now they're going to mentally crack more. And you really said something pertinent, black guys, when it comes to going outside and touching grass, because a lot of people like to use that as kind of like an insult, especially ironically enough, a lot of people on social media are the main ones that use it. But me and black guys are talking as two individuals that do not use social media. When I say we do not use social media, I mean we don't use Twitter, all these different, we've been boycotting Twitter, Meta and all this by accident. We just do not use social media. So
it's the same crap, man.
Exactly.
You know,
And it causes mania. We don't understand. We work in a hive mind kind of fashion. When you
yes.
cut yourself off from that, your mental state
And
is
I get it, man. You may see some crazy, immigrants or some crazy Africans coming at you on Twitter or whatever. But like in real life, like from our personal experience, people we came across from these
right.
different areas, different countries, man, like they all been really cool, showing us love, man. Like hell, we even
Right.
traveled over the seas last summer, man.
Right.
We
Exactly.
didn't just see white people in London. Like we saw a lot of Africans, Caribbean. We saw like a variety of people over there as well,
Yeah.
and
You
everybody been
remember
cool.
I took you to Brixton. When I took you to Brixton, it was just a bunch of Caribbeans, some
Yeah,
Africans.
the chick from Algeria, the old lady you talking to for a
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Exactly.
We met a variety of people, man.
And
They all been pretty cool. I mean, I ain't saying they all
yeah.
gonna be cool, but I'm just saying like it ain't like it is online. We got a whole bunch of people that's going after each other like that because in
Right.
real life, man, they're actually more collaborative, and nicer.
A lot
Like
more
say, and then
collaborative.
like I say, even the last event that we hosted ourselves, like we was trying to, get towards our people, man, and we did get a
Right.
lot more international people coming to us. You know what I mean? It is what it is, and
Yeah.
I help those who wanted to help.
That's it.
Man.
And even with my case, because I have a lot of Hispanic friends, I have a lot of African friends, and it's one of those things where when you when you go into their world, and when I being able to speak their language and going into their world, you get a understanding that they're not, for them, especially with the newer generations, the same hold that race played before and all this tribalism plays before, it's not as strong. It's a person by person basis. So you can, you get the understanding that, like, even with the individual that we came across at the event, I knew that he was trying to help his own people. I was like, yo, cool, I got you. I know people that are in the Hispanic community that are going to college, and I'll go ahead and I'll push you forward to them, because each one help one.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, I can help their community, they can help our community, but it has to be a mutual understanding of, okay, let's there's something that we know that we could help each other in, and it builds relationships like that. It's being
Mhm.
diplomatic. It's knowing how to be political. But unfortunately, we do not know how to be political as a people. So
We're
we
just
take
overly
everything
emotional.
very overly emotional. Like, I don't want to be vulgar on here, but just like a teenage girl during her first, you know what I mean? Just that kind of just emotional. Just everything has to be all or nothing, all or nothing. And you see it in our movements. You see it with the FBA movement. Unfortunately, it's a all or nothing kind of mindset. And so there's no nuance, there's no diplomacy, there's no nuance. And
Yeah,
of course, that makes all of us look bad. And oftentimes, when I come across people in these different spaces, they're surprised with how diplomatic and open minded I am, because I went out of my way to break myself of these different mindsets. Because I thought like that before. I thought like that once
Mhm.
upon a time, all or nothing.
Yeah,
It's either you are 100% with the black cause and this is all you're dedicated to, or I'm not going to associate with you. I've had that mindset,
me
but we
too. I
have to
lost so
grow.
much time, money, resources by having that mindset.
Seriously,
Like, and
seriously,
realize that, and I realized I'll never make the money or the resources by thinking like that. You know what I mean?
right? To be able to help the black community,
Yeah,
and that's the irony, is to be able to actually help the black community, you have to learn how to collaborate with other communities, because
yeah,
there are people that care for black folk on across the world, but they're not gonna put you over their own people. You have to just be realistic. The same way that you wouldn't put, or a lot of black folk do, unfortunately, but the same way that you wouldn't put their community over yours. It's just realistic. But a
yeah,
lot of people don't want to be realistic. I don't know if it's too much Disney, or what it is, but like, a lot of people are just not realistic as to how human relations work. And so that's something
yeah,
that we definitely have to keep in mind. And
yeah.
last night,
That's nothing. That's nothing holding them back. They don't know how to discern individuals. Like y'all, they always want to
right,
generalize groups. I
whole
mean, and
entire
we get to
group,
have discernment. I mean, because like you said, we're not saying that all white people are good and all white people are bad. Same thing with black people. Like, you know, it's on an individual basis, but, you know, just talking to them. And hell, and especially for us, but that's our job, is able to read people and understand them. So it was like, you know what I mean? Like, you just can't just generalize it. So it's like, yeah. But yeah, but you're having a generalized mindset, it's definitely gonna hold you back, and it'll make it very even harder for you to get where you want to go, especially in the tech sector. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, but that just been wild. I think he's froze on me, because he's definitely me mugging right now. Keith, can you hear me? Yeah, I think he froze up. I think that was happened to him, but it's cool. But yo, I hate that he froze up on me. But we're gonna wrap this up, man. But I appreciate y'all listening to us, and hope you have takeaways. Have any questions or anything or insights you want to add on to it, man? Just definitely just let us know in the comments. You know, like, share, subscribe. You like us to do another conversation, let us know. We don't mind, because, you know, we constantly, like I say, we in this. We seen it firsthand. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why we really have been broadcasting, because, you know, we've been very involved in the tech arena here in Atlanta and beyond. You know, we do a lot of stuff virtually as well. But yeah, but just but if you are a black person interested in getting inside tech, you know, we just kind of letting you know, like, you know, how to have the right mindset to get in here, and don't be scared to branch out and reach out to other people, because they be the ones, you'd be surprised, because like the ones who don't look like me advocated for me the most in my tech career thus far. Just being honest, I learned the most from people that doesn't look like me. I mean, they've been really great to me, and I really appreciate it. And of course, whatever knowledge and resources I'm getting from them, I am bringing back to our own people. You know what I mean? So I am sharing that wealth, you know, with Keys and everybody else that's around. But I had to get out there and get it, though. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Shalom.